welcome to the Valentine's edition of Food Inc.
Oh, one of my favorite holidays, the time of year where I get to show everyone just how big my heart really is.
And you've gone with this size. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a bit generous. Let's try this one on.
Oh, okay.
Seriously.
Yeah. I'm done. I don't want to do this.
What?
Cause I don't want to. You're just being like this
Oh,
again. I
no,
hate it.
come on. Oh my god, it's just for the show. It's just for the show. Don't do this.
Sucker!
Happy Valentine's Day. We are at our friend's house. We'll be cooking them a lovely 4-course dinner for them and their friends. Starting with Christina. What are you doing?
I am making a delicious mixed green salad with some goat cheese and a white wine vinaigrette. And then for the appetizer, I'm preparing some stuffed ravioli with a poached prawn and a lovely cream sauce. I did prepare dessert as well, which is going to be a decadent creamy chocolate mousse.
For the main course, we will be doing apple cranberry stuffed Cornish game hen with roast potatoes and some super lemony, garlicky roast cauliflower.
Well, I think I've heard enough from Sarah today, so we should probably just start on the mousse because it takes like 4 hours to set.
Well, then you better go do that. Hi guys, I'm Sarah. I'm the star of the show. I apologize for Christina.
Okay, we're gonna make some chocolate mousse, which is amazing and delicious. And we've got some heavy cream. Whip it up and let it get nice, and it took like 2 seconds in this processor. It's gonna just get nice and full, and it's gonna have some peaks to it, and just put it in the fridge, so we're gonna fold it into our chocolate mixture when we're done. So I'm using a double boiler method with a stainless bowl. I've got 8 ounces of bitter chocolate, about a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, a couple tablespoons of unsalted butter, a little bit of water, which is 2-3 tablespoons of water, and I'm just letting that melt down. We're just whipping it up here. It's getting nice and creamy. Looks amazing. So I'm taking it off, and now I'm gonna start tempering my eggs. So I've got sugar, water, egg yolks, and vanilla. It's gonna change consistency really quick. You wanna make sure you don't scramble your eggs, so make sure that water isn't boiling. You could try and do this not on a double boiler. I don't suggest it. You're gonna make scrambled eggs otherwise.
Looks like custard.
It's exactly like making custard.
Mm-hmm.
See how it's completely changed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add that into the chocolate that we just melted down. And then we're just gonna mix it together. So we're just mixing that together, and then I'm cooling it over some ice, just so that when I add it to the whipped cream, it's not going to melt the cream. So this is where I'm just folding in. So you're literally just taking it and folding it one over the other. So you're not whisking it, you're not whipping it. And then once that's all folded together and it's a nice smooth consistency, we're just gonna set it into the fridge for maybe like 4 hours to set. And that looks delicious, and I wanna eat it. So now that everyone is finished up with dinner, we're gonna finish up the mousse, and we've decided to layer it with some more of that delicious whipping cream, which I added a little bit of sugar and vanilla to before I whipped it. And we just did some fudgy mousse in the bottom, some light whipped cream in the middle, and then a nice dollop of that mousse on top with a mint leaf.
Yum, yum.
So we've got pasta, 1.5 cups of semolina flour, salt, we've got 2 eggs, a tablespoon of water, and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So using the dough hook, I'm just gonna bring all of that together. And then I just pressed it and did it myself by hand. So like you couldn't roll this out right now though. You have to let that set in the fridge. So it sets in the fridge for like 20 minutes, and literally 20 minutes will do it. Now I'm making the fillings because I'm making ravioli, and I've roasted off a whole bulb of garlic, frozen spinach that I've squeezed out with a cheesecloth so that all the water's out of it, 3/4 cup of spinach, 3/4 cup of ricotta cheese. Then there's that roasted garlic in there, salt and pepper. And I'm gonna mix it all together and get ready to fill it up. Look at that, so easy. We're back with the pasta. So I cut this into 4 because it's easier to deal with. I don't want it to dry out. So then I put the other ones back in the fridge until I'm ready to use them. And I start it by hand, but I'm definitely not patient enough to roll it all out by hand. So I go on the widest setting to start, and I usually bring it through once or twice on the wide setting, and then I take it, which is the 1 if you have a KitchenAid, and the pasta attachment, which I highly recommend. And once you start making pasta, you'll never want to buy dry pasta again. I'm totally addicted to making it for my kids. And then I put it on like a smaller setting. I've got it on, this one I did on 5, and actually I ended up thinking it was a little too thin. As you can see, it's like 4 feet of pasta. So then I did it on a 3 for the rest of them. So I cut them into smaller portions, and then we put about a tablespoon of the filling, push the air out around the sides, and then I just use the little press, and then out will pop the ravioli. Totally just use a fork. You can use a cookie cutter. You just want to press those ends together. And there they are. They're so cute. And those are gonna like pretty much double in size when you put them in the water, and they take no time at all to cook. We're gonna move right into it. We're gonna prepare this. So this was the appetizer for our dinner party. I've got some more of that delicious roasted garlic, tablespoon of butter, and some shallots. Sauteing that up, I add a little bit of white wine, and then I let that wine cook out. So you want to cook out the alcohol and just get the flavor. And some of that heavy cream, everybody's friend. And Parmesan cheese. I'm just using the shredded variety. And some fresh parsley. Salt and pepper. And again, that's it. So this is gonna cook down and get thick, and then you have a nice thick cream sauce. While this is happening, the raviolis in the boiling water, so here they go. They are gonna take 3 or 4 minutes, and they'll start to change color, and you can see their change size there. They're really close. Now I'm put the prawns in. So these are like a white prawn. They're really delicious. And then I make sure that those are completely cooked. Those only take about 1.5 minutes. Flip them over once and they're good to go. They're curled up and they're pink. Those are the same ones from Seadrift Market in Nanaimo, just like last time. Got another bag. So I'm taking the prawn out. This is just because I want to serve this pretty elegantly. Once they're all out, I'm gonna take that cooked pasta and I'm gonna finish the pasta in the sauce. If your sauce is ever thin when you're making pasta, take some of that water that you cooked the pasta in, because it's starchy and it'll thicken up your sauce. And I'm hitting it with some more cheese because you really just can't get enough. Cooking those babies together. Oh, they look so good. I'm not into this dish at all. As you can tell, I've only said it looks so good about 16 times. Okay, so now I'm gonna plate them up. And I'm using a giant pasta bowl for effect here. I'm gonna ladle a bit of that cream sauce in the bottom. And then I'm going to place 3 ravioli in there. And then we've got the beautiful little prawn on top.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And that is some of the shaved Parmesan on top. Salad dressing. So we're making a mixed green salad tonight. So we're using a grainy Dijon mustard, some Frederick's honey, our favorite honey to use here, local and delicious. Fresh oregano. This is a Pinot, or this was a Riesling.
It was a Riesling wine vinegar. It was really nice.
Mm-hmm. And some extra virgin olive oil, some lemon juice. And the dressing's gonna like emulsify a little bit with the whisk.
We're gonna candy some pecans for this salad. So I've got a couple tablespoons of brown sugar, tablespoon of water, splash of vanilla, and a little bit of salt. And I'm just whisking that together. I'm gonna toast the pecans on medium heat for 2 to 3 minutes. Keep an eye on them, because as soon as you turn your back, they burn. Turn off the heat and then pour the sugar mixture over top. Quick little toss. And once they're all nicely coated, we will just cool those on parchment paper and they'll be ready for the salad.
So for the salad assembly, we just did some organic mixed greens, pickled beet. It's sweet and tangy, and we've just cubed it up to add to the salad. And there's those candied pecans going in there. We're gonna add that salad dressing that we made. Toss it all together. You don't wanna dress your salad too early or your greens are gonna wilt. So we're doing this right to service. Piling high the lettuce and adding some crumbled herbed goat cheese to it.
Oh boy, just controlling. That really hits a nerve with me.
Well, if you like constantly trying to bring the spotlight back to you, then it's amazing.
I've decided to start using a talking stick because that's the only way I can get any words in.
And if you like trying to beg to put your own recipes in the show, then it's amazing.
There's good days and bad days. Most of them are challenging.
If you like doing all the driving, it's amazing.
Controlling? Yeah, she is. Yes, thank you for throwing that out there.
I'm pretty sure that Sarah stole the Cornish game hen she's using for the recipe.
She said that?
I'm pretty sure she shoplifted the shit yesterday, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, that's false. Oh, that's false. I would check your sources on that.
Well, she talks and I don't listen. So if that's communicating, then it's amazing. Because I prefer to do most of the talking if you haven't noticed.
I'm glad I can be there for her in her times of need. Daily. Get your shit together already.
Like every time I'm filming, she's just interrupting.
Hey guys.
It's driving me nuts.
My turn yet for the interview?
See what I mean?
Kind of waiting here.
No, it's clearly not your turn. Are you in the seat?
How much
Are you in
time
the
do you
seat?
need?
About
It's always
as much
all
time
about
as
you.
it
It's
takes
always
you
all
to get
about
ready.
Cornish game hens, a lovely little piece of poultry. We are gonna make an apple cranberry stuffing, beginning with sauteing white onions, celery, and garlic in some butter. You wanna saute that over medium heat until they become translucent. We're just gonna roughly peel these apples. Matter if the apples are red skinned or green skinned. These were on sale in organic, so I grabbed them. Chop them up into a small dice. 3 apples should do it for about 3 birds. In the bowl, we've got the chopped apple, onion, celery, garlic that we had sauteed, a handful of dried cranberries, and I roughly chopped in some rosemary, salt and pepper, mix it all together. And what's great about these Cornish game hens is they're easy to stuff. You just fill that cavity full of this mixture, pack it down nicely. We were listening to great music because we haven't stopped dancing since the mousse. So those are all stuffed. You don't have to be too picky if someone falls out, whatever. Just get them stuffed, drizzle with olive oil, season heavily with salt and pepper, and they're ready to go in the oven at 425 for approximately an hour. I covered these for the first half of cooking and then uncovered them to get the skin nice and crisp. While the Cornish game hens are in the oven, we can prepare the rest of the sides to go with them. We're gonna roast some baby potatoes. I just threw them in a bowl and topped it with lemon juice, garlic, olive oil, salt and pepper, herbs. I decided to go with parsley and oregano on these. And I just threw them all into a cast iron pan. Put in a little bit of butter in there, isn't gonna hurt anything, and some full sprigs of rosemary. I'm chopping parsley and oregano that will get tossed into the potatoes when they come out of the oven. And these potatoes can go in at 425 also, along with the birds, and they're gonna take about 40 minutes. Roast cauliflower. I'm not a huge fan of cauliflower, but roasted, I absolutely love it. And the price of cauliflower has come down, so it's affordable again.
Yeah, this isn't a $3,000 head of cauliflower.
No. Break it up into medium-sized florets. Roughly chop some garlic in there with, again, lemon juice, olive oil, salt and pepper. These ones are gonna get tossed in some fresh herbs as well when they come out of the oven. We're gonna toss them in parsley and mint. Drizzle with some olive oil. And those will go in the oven at 425 for half an hour. This is everything out of the oven. Amazing. Tossed in their fresh herbs. For the hens, we're gonna cut them in half. I just went down the breastbone with some scissors and then finished it with a knife. They're really easy to cut through. Don't be scared. It's doable.
Yeah, that's what your kitchen scissors are for. They're
Yeah.
actually not just for opening packages.
So here we are. We've got our half a hen. There's the beautiful apple cranberry stuffing, roast potatoes, roast lemon garlicky cauliflower. Good.
to Food Inc. for an amazing evening.
Yay!
And to great company. Cheers!
That was great. Foodie.
I think it's the best Valentine's Day present I've ever gotten.
Yeah, you're welcome, honey. I organized that all, I put that all together. See that?
So go and cook your loved one a meal.
Doesn't have to be romantic, it could just be friends getting together. As long as you're serving it out from here.
Or here, where your heart may be a little smaller than others, as long as it's made with love. Follow us on Facebook,
Instagram,
and YouTube.
follow us around town for all we care, just follow us.
Follow her home. She's weird like that. Bye. See you next time.